Hello friends, welcome you all to another video, and today we are going to continue with Hamlet, which was written by William Shakespeare. And today we are going to start with Act 3 Scene 3, and the setting of this play is within the castle, and the characters come on stage like that: Collidius, Polonius, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, as well as Hamlet. So elsewhere in the castle, King Collidius speaks to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, badly shaken by the play and now considering Hamlet's madness to be dangerous. Collidius asks the pair to escort Hamlet on a voyage to England and to depart immediately. They agree and leave to make preparation. Polonius enters and reminds the king of his plan to hide in Gertrude's room and observe Hamlet's confrontation with her. He promises to tell Collidius all that he learns. When Polonius leaves, the king is alone, and he immediately expresses his guilt and grief over his sin. A brother's murder, he says, is the oldest sin and had the primer eldest curse upon it. He longs to ask for forgiveness, but says that he is unprepared to give up that which he gained by committing the murder, namely the crown and the queen. He falls to his knees and begins to pray. At that time, Hamlet comes there. He slips quietly into the room and steels himself to kill the unseeing Collidius. But suddenly it occurs to him that if he kills Collidius while he is praying, he will end the king's life at the moment when he was seeking forgiveness for his sins, sending Collidius' soul to heaven. This is hardly an adequate revenge, Hamlet thinks, especially since Collidius, by killing Hamlet's father before he had time to make his last confession, ensured that his brother would not go to heaven. Hamlet decided to wait, resolving to kill Collidius when the king is sinning, when he is either drunk, angry, or lustful. He leaves. Collidius rises and declares that he has been unable to pray sincerely. My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. So here the end of the act 3 scene 3. Let's move to the another scene, that is the act 3 scene 4, and the scene occurs in Gertrude's chamber, and the characters come on the stage like Gertrude, Hamlet, Polonius and the ghost of old Hamlet. In Gertrude's chamber, the queen and Polonius wait for Hamlet's arrival. Polonius plans to hide in order to ever drop on Gertrude's confrontation with her son, in the hope that doing so will enable him to determine the cause of Hamlet's bizarre and his madness and threatening behavior. Polonius urges the queen to be harsh with Hamlet when he arrives, saying that she would chastise him for his recent behavior. Gertrude agrees and Polonius hides behind an arras or tapestry. Hamlet storms into the room and asks his mother why she has sent for him. She said that he has offended his father, meaning his stepfather, Collidius. He interrupts her and says that she has offended his father, meaning the dead king Hamlet, by marrying Collidius. Hamlet accosts her with an almost violently intensity and declares his intention to make her fully aware of the profundity of her sin. Fearing for her life, Gertrude cries out. From behind the arras, Polonius calls out for help. Hamlet, realizing that someone is behind the arras and suspecting it might be Collidius, cries, "How now, a rat!" He draws his sword and stabs in through the tapestry, killing the unseen Polonius. Gertrude asks what Hamlet has done, and he replies, "Nay, I know not. Is it the king?" The queen says his action was a rash and bloody deed, and Hamlet replies that it was almost as rash and bloody as murdering a king and marrying his brother. Disbelieving, the queen exclaimed, "As a kill a king," and Hamlet replied that she heard him correctly. Hamlet lifts the arras and discovers Polonius' body. He has not killed the king and achieved his revenge, but has murdered the relatively innocent Polonius. He bids the old man for farewell, calling him an untroubled fool. He turns to his mother, declaring that he will wring her heart. He shows her a picture of a dead king and picture of the current king, bitterly comments on the superiority of his father to his uncle, and asks her furiously what has driven her to marry a rotten man such as Collidius. She pleased him to stop, saying that he has turned her eyes onto her soul and that she does not like what she sees there. Hamlet continues to denounce her and rail against Collidius until suddenly the ghost of his father again appears before him. Hamlet speaks to the apparition, but Gertrude is unable to see it and believes him to be mad. The ghost intones that it has come to remind Hamlet of his purpose, that Hamlet has not yet killed Collidius and must achieve his revenge. Nothing that Gertrude is amazed and unable to see him. The ghost asks Hamlet to intercede with her. Hamlet describes the ghost, but uh, and Gertrude sees nothing. And in a moment that ghost disappears, Hamlet tries desperately to convince Gertrude that he is not mad, but has merely feigned madness all along. And he urges her to forsake Collidius and regain her good consciousness. He urges her as well not to reveal to Collidius that his madness has been an act. Gertrude, still shaken from Hamlet's furious condemnation of her, agrees to keep his secret. He bids her good night, but before he leaves, he points to Polonius' crops and declares that heaven has punished me with this, and this with me. Hamlet reminds his mother that he must sail to England with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, whom he says he will regard with suspicion, as though they were poisonous snakes, since he assumed that their loyalty are with Collidius, not with him. Dragging Polonius' body behind him, Hamlet leaves his mother's room. So here also the summary of Act 3, Scene 4 ends. Let's go to the uh, another scene, that is the Act 4, Scene 1. So in the Act 4, Scene 1, it is the other room of the castle, and the characters come on the stage like Gertrude, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern, and Collidius. Frantic after her confrontation with Hamlet, Gertrude hurries to Collidius, who is conferring with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. She asks to speak to the king alone. When Rosencrantz and Guildenstern exit, she tells Collidius about her encounter with Hamlet. She says that he is as mad as the sea during a violent storm. She also tells Collidius that Hamlet has killed Polonius. Again, the king notes that he had been concealed behind the arras. Hamlet would have killed him. Collidius wonders about how he will be able to handle this public crisis without damaging his hold on Denmark. He tells Gertrude that they must ship Hamlet to England at once and find a way to explain Hamlet's misdeed to the court and to the people. He calls Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, tells them about the murder, and sends them to find Hamlet. Let's finish the Act 4, Scene 2 also. I have not typed on the here, but again, it is a very short scene, so therefore let's end it. So Act 4, Scene 2. Again, it is also elsewhere in the castle of Elsinore, and Hamlet comes there. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern appears on the stage. So elsewhere in Elsinore, Hamlet just has finished disposing of Polonius' body, commenting that his crops has been safely stored. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern appear and ask what he has done with the body. Hamlet refuses to give them a straight answer, instead saying the body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. Feigning offense at being questioned, he accuses them of being spies in the service of Collidius. He calls Rosencrantz a sponge that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities, and warns him that when he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you, and sponge you shall be dry again. At last he agrees to allow Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to escort him to Collidius. So guys, we have completed Act 4, Scene 2 also, and in tomorrow's lecture we try to finish our play, but it will take more, maybe 2 or 3 lectures to finish. So thank you for watching and see you in the next lecture.